Defense has been really good. Maybe it's because we didn't know how good it was going to be, but it's been really good. Have the young guys bought into it, and are you surprised by that? I mean, a lot of times young guys are worried about scoring. These guys they realize they need to play defense.
I think they have bought in. I think there's a recognition that they're going to have to be a team that plays harder than most teams. They're going to have to be a team that plays smarter than most teams. They don't have the elite talent that's going to allow them to close the gap the way that other teams often do. So yes, they've bought in. The other thing is they have good defenders finally. If you think about it, the starting lineup, Evan Mobley has replaced Kevin Love. That is an unquantifiable addition to the defense. Evan Mobley is number one in the NBA in contested shots, both twos and threes, by the way. Think about that. He's contesting more threes than any player in the NBA and more twos than any player in the NBA. That shows his versatility, shows his mobility. He's just been incredible at the start of this season. So you go from Kevin, who is a negative defender, probably one of the worst defenders at his position in the NBA, to Mobley, who looks like an all-defensive candidate as a rookie. That's going to make your defense instantly better. And as JP Bickerstaff continues to sprinkle these different lineups and combinations in, Ricky Rubio is a plus defender. Dylan Windler is a better defender, I think, than people give him credit for. Lamar Stevens is a plus defender. So there are fewer matchups for an opponent to exploit this year than there have been in years past.
What about the confidence? You know, it's a young team. We've talked about that in the past. Have you kind of seen the confidence grow with the younger guys as they've had the success early in the season?
Yeah, I think that started on the West Coast trip. I mean, look, when you play those kinds of teams, the elite teams, the teams with championship expectations, and you go through that road trip, one where you're not favored in any of the games and nobody gives you a chance whatsoever, and you come back from that road trip 3-2, you're going to be more connected. There's going to be a level of belief. And look, the Cavs are seeing it. They're 7-4 in the first 11 games. They're seeing that this style can work, right? They're seeing that this system can work. They're seeing that this funky lineup that they're trying can work. And when you start seeing the results, not in the sense of, all right, we were competitive, but we lost, but seeing the results and getting the wins and holding off these teams late in games, that's obviously going to build confidence. This was a team, Dave, coming into this season, they were confident. They thought they were going to surprise people. And now they're starting to show it. And they feel like, you know, if we can beat teams like Denver on the road and Charlotte on the road, like, who can't we play with?
When you look at it, and you've seen every game, you're at practice, you see everything. What's been the most impressive thing for you about the first 11 games and just the start that the Cavs have gotten off to?
I think how consistently hard they play, because that's not a given. If you watch around the NBA, especially early in the season, there are teams that aren't playing this hard, this consistently. And I think there's a recognition, top to bottom, that if the Cavs are going to consistently win games, they're going to have to do the little things. They're going to have to, it's a phrase that they use every single day, win the scrap. They've adopted that underdog mentality. They've adopted that junkyard dog mentality, and they just play harder than most teams on a nightly basis. And on top of that, they increase their talent level so that when you combine an increase in talent with this share the wealth approach offensively and a complete buy-in defensively to play super hard on a nightly basis, you see what you have here. You see a team that can be a quote-unquote overachiever.